climb that hill towards the national championship.
Procedure on the face-off against Cornell's Angelo Petrakis. We mentioned their Fogo man, preseason All-American Mike Sisselberger. He is among the top face-off men in the country. First possession to the visitors. Again, they average 19.5 points or goals a game. And Christian Mulay, number 2, is the key gun. He is third in the country, averaging 8 points a game as they change on the fly, Tom, and Cornell will settle down into their base defense.
Well, and they've put up 20 and 19 in their first 2 games, Lehigh, so Cornell going to want to just stay close here on tight, and here you got an invert.
Here's Matt Marker coming up left side. We'll get it off to John Sidorsky, number 20. Did not play last year. All Patriot League performer 2 years ago. They put it into the stick of Cole. He's got 5 assists entering the game. He stumbles momentarily. Played by Cornell's emerging sophomore, Jay Singer. Cole now off the switch on the defense. Michael Bazzi on him. There's a shot, deflected, goes out. In goal for Cornell, the fifth-year senior from Victor, New York, Tom, Christian Chase Erlin. Save percentage of 52%, possession to Cornell.
Cornell, Christopher Davis on the run out on the shot. It was sort of a garbage goal kind of opportunity, and he gets to the end line. I think that's a tough call. Lehigh maybe would have liked to have that. And Cornell, in a 10-man ride opportunity, shot there by Gavin Adler. But the backup, that's a great opportunity in that 10-man game.
Cornell at 90% efficiency on the clear, and there's Billy Coyle. He got the first goal of the season for Cornell in Albany, and he gets the first home goal of this campaign. A minute 20 in, the graduate student from Malvern, PA, with his 3rd goal of the season.
Cornell with the quick restart. That long, in that 10-man ride situation, you can use the shot, and that's what happens there. Gavin Adler takes the long shot. Coyle backs it up, and the goalie's still recovering to get back into play, and there's the quick whistle. He just beats his defender, no backer, because they haven't gotten into play defense yet.
Beat the goalie, the junior from Congers, New York, Nick Pecora. Face-off win for Sisselberger. He set the Division I record 2 years ago at 79% of his draws. Change on the fly for both clubs as we're just over 90 seconds in. 1-0 Cornell if you're just tuning in on the goal by the 5th-year senior, Billy Coyle. They'll settle down offensively now. Lehigh driving the ball into the box is Grant Rodney. Rodney plays both attack and midfield as they loop it out left side. Cole will pick it up on a bounce. He'll go one-on-one with the preseason first-team All-American. You already referenced him, Tom. Gavin Adler, one of the best, if not the best, close in the country.
He just did such a great job against opponents' top offensive players last year.
Shooting high and firing it into the cage is Sidorsky. Tied lacrosse game at 1-1. He drove it left and just let a rocket go over the shoulder of Chase Erlin. Here's the replay. 2:13 in, we're tied at 2-2.
Just a straightforward sweep from the top side, comes with his left hand, is able to get a step, and the slide does not come, beats Erlin. So he's able to tie this game up.
First mulligan of the year for me, Tom. First mulligan of the year, Ben Weinberg, senior from Jericho, New York on Long Island, had a goal against Fairfield. His 2nd goal of the season. Tie game at 1-1. Sisselberger off the X. Poke checked away. High shot over the cage by Petrakis.
Well, and
we know Angelo likes to go to the cage off faceoffs.
And this is one Sisselberger is just a dominant faceoff player. And that's going to be one of the keys for Cornell to just, even if you get to a 45%, you're going to take that as a victory today. So Cornell, really their first settled offensive opportunity here as they bring out the first midfield group.
Spencer Wertheim, the emerging senior from Baldwinsville, New York. He operates from X. Hugh Kelleher, Aiden Blake, back to Big Hugh. Blake playing with the knee brace. Off it goes to Kirsch. First catch, first shot, goal. His 7th of the season. What a rocket off the right wing. An assisted score, and C.J. Kirsch lights the lamp for a 2-1 Cornell lead. 2:54 in. Let's take a look at the replay.
They had a short stick on him, and he tried to jump the passing lane, just not able to get there, and then Kirsch just steps in and lets one go with his strong left hand.
Now, he took just enough of a pitter-pat. Will it still be the assist to Kelleher?
I don't know. I think that might be an unassisted. We'll see what we get when we get the official announcement on that.
So Coyle and Kirsch with 2 goals for the Big Red. Weinberg with the lone tally for the Mountain Hawks, and once again Sisselberger. Check from behind by Mark Silos. the junior Fogo, but it's retained by Lehigh, and they will move the ball around. Kellen Mathias, short stick, stuck on the field, so they'll have to rotate him off. Now they make their changes as they come into the attack zone with Quinn Armstrong. Shot and a score, and a tie game at 2-2.
Just straight down.
19.5 goals a game, Tom. They're right where they left off against Hobart last Saturday.
Just comes right down the alley there. There's sort of a little bit of a changing situation. He comes on the field. He's got the short stick defender, and he just gets that step. Again, no slide coming from Cornell, and he just takes a sort of sidearm shot, gets down between the legs of Chase Erlin.
Armstrong, a big junior, 6'4", from Baltimore, Maryland, where they know a thing or two about college and high school lacrosse. 2-2 games, Sisselberger and Petrakis, and once again, Sisselberger will take it off the carpet.
He is a big, strong face-off guy, and he uses his body so well to seal off the opponent, and he's able to just get that ball and just come up with the ground ball very quickly, and Cornell going to have to make a stop at the defensive end again.
Jack Fallows locked up with Christian Nulay, senior from Dix Hills, Long Island, but behind the goal they come with Matt Marker. Deflected. They protected Chase Erlin, although that was a pop-out on the right side of the cage. They'll take it in off the whistle with Cole.
Cole with a good opportunity there. I think Adler was sloughed just a little bit too much.
Cole wrapping around left wing, releases it up top. Trying to get separation. Armstrong aggressively guarded by Cornell's short stick, Christopher Davis. Back up top, Armstrong swinging across, lost on a bounce. Picked up by Cornell. Transition break. Here come the Red. Working it around. Oh, a great save by Pecora on the pop-out shot by Brian Piatelli. Younger brother, the graduated John Piatelli.
Brendan Staub just a nice, gets the turnover, gets the ground ball, and they get on a 4-on-3 break.
Catch and shoot off the pipe. Kirst with a rocket shot.
Little pop-out for Kirst. Cornell's got 50 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time here. Still getting personnel in. It looks like they're bringing out their second midfield group.
Coyle off to Ryan Sheehan. He'll anchor the second line along with Andrew Dalton, number 42. Piatelli to Coyle. Send it left. J.J. Lombardi back for his fifth. He puts it into the hole. Shot off the pipe by Andrew Dalton. It goes out. Possession Cornell. They are peppering this junior goaltender, Nick Pecora.
Found him in the high crease there and is able to get his hands free. Good job by ball movement by Cornell to create that inside opportunity. Just hit the inside of the pipe. Came out here on the near sideline.
So Lombardi with Dalton and Sheehan, 44, 42, and 18 on the field. They send it up top to Ryan Sheehan. His father got a historic coaching win last week, Tom. His 250th coaching win at Lemoyne College. So he comes from a lacrosse family, Ryan Sheehan. Dalton puts on the brakes. Feed it left side. Beautiful fake. Shot and a score for J.J. Lombardi, the senior from Rochester. Second goal of the season. Dalton should get the helper.
Yeah.
It comes 5:26 in. You want offense, Tom? It's 3-2 Cornell.
Similar action inside. And the thing that Lombardi does really well, he backdoor cuts his defender, and the pass was high and inside. He keeps his feet moving, and that's what creates that nice angle for him. Good opportunity. Again, Cornell, 2 possessions in a row there, able to get opportunities inside to create the goal.
Can they solve the riddle of the X is the question as the game goes on. Sisselberger and Silos.
And then a jump here. So now next jump against Cornell, the rest of this half will be a 30-second technical foul. That was Silos on the faceoff for Cornell, and Sesselberger stays on here.
So they'll settle down with Dakota Ehrman, starting midfielder. Trying to get separation as Marker, shaded by Adler. Into the stick of Cole. 6-foot junior, charges the cage. Knocked away left side of the crease by Erlin. Race for the ball behind the goal, and the vacuum that is Gavin Adler with his first ground ball pickup of the afternoon for Cornell. 3-2 Big Red, under 9 minutes to go as Cornell sets up the clear.
Jack follows with a trail check there, creates the turnover. Cornell defense creating opportunities, and another 10-man.
Trying to beat the timeline violation. Can
Still
Coyle run it down? Off the whistle, he'll bring it into play. Piatelli. Seems strange to see Piatelli number 26 on the field in a Cornell uniform. His brother, of course, put 66 goals into the cage last season. Red will settle down back to the first line midfield.
Yeah, with the reintroduction of that 20 seconds to clear, it creates that opportunity where teams are going more aggressive on the ride on 10-man, and then you use that shot as a way to clear the ball.
Wertheim stuck the pass into the hole. Piatelli got pushed into the crease, but they said he fell into the crease.
Yep, and the ball went in the cage, actually, but he was definitely in the crease. I think he was in the crease actually earlier than the push.
Time out on the field with 8:10 to play in our opening push, obviously, against Lehigh. Cornell is going to keep possession.
Yeah, so they must have said it was earlier before the ball went into the cage, and Cornell will have the possession here.
Spinning out of the traffic is Piatelli. Trail check from behind. Ground ball is going to be picked up by Lehigh. Judah Hicks, he got stripped. Kelleher off to Kirsch. Shot
Blocked.
goes over the goal on the deflection.
Yeah,
Boy,
and
Cornell is quick reaction.
Cornell's ride has been great. That's been one of their trademarks, and there they create the turnover, get another offensive opportunity. Good job getting a stick in the shooting lane there by Lehigh.
Coyle, Kirsch, Lombardi, the goal scorers for the Big Red. Tended pass for Aiden Blake, knocked away by Lehigh. The turnover. Here come the Mountain Hawks with Richard Checo, the long pole. He winds up. Was that Kelleher or Singer that got their stick up and knocked that shot away?
Again, both teams looking for tempo here, pushing the pace, see if they can create offensive opportunities, those easy looks. And so far, both offenses have been able to convert on their opportunities.
Cole to carry it outside to Aiden Decker. So the second line midfield for Lehigh, as Decker will work one-on-one against Brandon Staub, number 33, the lone freshman starter for Cornell this afternoon. He's been called explosive on defense by the coaching staff. Weinberg got the first goal of the game for the Mountain Hawks. Get it behind the cage to Turnman. Justin Turnman coming right into the hole it goes. First shot taken by Moulet.
There's a good opportunity and a high crease opportunity. Cornell got a little bit hung up on the two-man game behind, and that created some opportunity for Lehigh.
Grant Rodney with possession. Sends it off to the right. Trying to get separation is Weinberg. Christopher Davis shading him. Sophomore, short stick. Trying to back in is Grant Rodney. Feed up top, batted away by Singer. Picked up by Cornell's Christopher Davis. Off it goes to Michael Bazzi, and here comes Cornell in transition. Sweeping, shooting wide of the goal is Michael Bazzi, the sophomore from Pennsylvania.
Again, Cornell.
Another transition breakdown.
Yeah, they're really looking to push tempo there and going right to the cage, and Lehigh not sliding to him, which I think that's why he takes that shot. Now, again, it's not a problem if the ball goes out of bounds. You have possession, and you get your midfield turned over, and you're able to set up your offense. So not a problem, not a bad shot there.
Invert behind the goal with Ryan Sheehan. Locked up with Giovanni Procaccini. They release the man onto the field. Coming up top is Dalton. Feed it left side. Shot and a score for Sheehan. Dalton should have his second assist of the game. And Ryan Sheehan, the junior from Camillus, New York, fabled West Genesee High School, Tom, his first of the season.
Again, this is a substitution play. Cornell creates the odd man rush because they were changing from the bench. Came right down the middle, and they were able to make a nice pass down to the base. And then Ryan Sheehan makes no doubt about it. Just drops the stick head and goes up high to get the goalie to come down, puts it right over the top of him. Now, let's see if Cornell can solve the riddle of Sesselberger here at the X.
9:15, time of the goal. Wing play battle is on.
It's going to be a hold on Cornell. So that'll be possession to Lehigh, but does not count as a face-off violation. It's just a loose ball hold. So Lehigh will get the face-off win, but not the 30-second technical foul.
Eddie Rayhill, a talented freshman long pole from New Hartford, New York. He is the infractor. So back to settled 6-on-6, under 6 to go in the quarter. It's been offense that's expected. 6 goals combined. Shot save Erlin on a drive to the cage by John Sidorsky.
Sidorsky missed last season, and I know Lehigh, he's their lone captain. Looking forward to having him return to the field for the Mountain Hawks.
Cornell works on the clearing game. Erlin jumps the pass off to Singer. Successful clear into the offensive box. Come the Big Red. Shot
hit the pipe.
Deflected off the pipe. Goaltender's best friend.
Again, Cornell is creating odd man opportunities in unsettled situations out of their clear game.
Kirsch to initiate. He's got 1 goal already on the afternoon. Kirsch operating left side. Get it out to Wertheim. This is Kelleher. Stick it into the hole. Went behind Piatelli. Ground ball battle is on. Picked up by Lehigh. They try to stick it into the hole, and Lehigh comes up with the errant ball. There's a flag coming down. Our first penalty, it's a delayed one, is Lehigh will get it into the offensive box. It's a settled 6-on-6, but it's a slow whistle against Cornell.
I think it's going to be a slash on Billy Coyle here. Couple wrap check attempts there by Cornell. I think they gave him the first one and didn't give him the second one.
Lehigh changing through their midfield. They come on with Dakota Ehrman. Send it back outside. Sidorsky. Sidorsky, center of the field. Played by Christopher Davis. Under 4 to go in our opening quarter. It's a 4-2 Big Red lead. We have a slow whistle against the Big Red defensively. And Lehigh's going to pull it back out with Matt Marker. Marker off to Ehrman. Ehrman driving. Staub. What a check. Knocked the stick away of the offensive player. Again, he comes as advertised. Brendan Staub, the freshman from Garden City, Long Island.
You can see Lehigh sets out wide. They try to run lots of opportunities off of pick plays here to try and see if, and here you can see one of those. They didn't use the pick and then just creates that, knocks the stick right out of his hand. So Lehigh, their first extra man opportunity here on the cost.
Tom, they come in 4 of 11 through 2 games. That's 36%. Man-up specialist to look for is Andrew Mapstone, number 3. We'll see if he is in this extra man unit as Sidorsky plays catch with Marker. Cole. Sidorsky. Great defense by Cornell on Muley.
They call this a
Now there's going to be
flag.
a two-man down situation against Cornell.
Well, it's going to be on.
Flag comes out.
It's on Brendan Staub, and I got to tell you, I thought at most it was a loose ball push, but I guess they're going to call it with possession. So that'll mean 45 seconds left on the first foul, and then there'll be another.
So it is against the freshman. 30-second push, Tom.
Yeah,
so
so
the differential of the first penalty, Cornell should be what? 2 men down?
2 men down for 30 seconds, and then they'll have a 15 if they're able to hold it. Cornell in the box here, 4 long poles.
They'll set it up. Mapstone is number 3. He's on the field. Sidorsky, Cole, work it around the marker. Feed across the crease. Earl did a nice job to deflect it. Picked up on a bounce by Sidorsky. See if the first penalty is getting ready to release. Cole, top of the box. Sidorsky, whistle. Stop the action with 3:01 in the quarter.
I don't know if they're looking if there should be a reset. That wasn't. I like how you said that, Barry. Lehigh was trying to get down to the base and then find, but it's nice to be able to lean on a C.J. Kirst, who really, had a coming out party as we got later in the NCAA tournament, and then went on and played spectacularly for Team USA in the under-22 World Championship, led the U.S. to that championship.
This is a Lehigh team which traditionally over the years has been real rock solid defensively under Kevin Cassis. I mean, they only let up 9 goals a game last year, which was among the top 6 scoring defenses in the country. And Cornell's already put 4 up here in the first quarter.
Well, and Sesselberger helps so much. He controls possession. His career stats, in many ways, he won 64% last year, and that was a down year for him from the year before by like over 10 percentage points. So he's one of the best in the country, and that helps Lehigh get those extra possessions. And here we get the penalty releasing. So now 15 seconds of 6-on-5 lacrosse.
Errant pass, Muley lost it. We'll pick it back up. Let's see what the Mountain Hawks do. Marker, feeds, save, right in the crease by Chase Erlin. He is so active in terms of picking off passes. And Cornell, a little swim move by Christopher Davis.
He's
what
so
a find
strong.
as a freshman last year.
So strong, and he's able to clear, just physical, protects his stick and gets the clear on his own. And Cornell kills off the 2-man, extra man opportunity.
Coyle to come behind the goal as we approach the 2-minute mark of our opening 15 minutes. Home opener for Cornell, ranked 3rd in the coaches poll, 4th in the media poll. And back to second line midfield action are the Big Reds. Sheehan got the 4th goal of the day for Cornell. Off to J.J. Lombardi. Injury-riddled career, but he's back for a 5th season, and they're expecting big things out of this Rochester, New York product. Dalton. Is that deflected?
Yes.
Behind the goal, Coyle with the box out. Red will take it in from behind the cage, 1:48 in the quarter.
Sheehan's got the long stick on him for Lehigh Richard Checo. That's the matchup they're going for.
Coyle, goal line extended.
15 to shoot.
Lombardi going to go one-on-one. Feet at top of the doorstep. Shot and a score for Kirsch. Lombardi with the helper. And the 2nd of the day, the 8th of the season for this brilliant junior, C.J. Kirsch, 5-2 Big Red.
And again, you're seeing Cornell attack from the outside. They dodge off the wing with Lombardi, and then they bring cutters through. Kirsch comes through the middle, gets his hands free, and is able to get the shot over the top of the goaltender Pecora to give Cornell its biggest lead of the game, 5-2.
He beat the short stick, Giovanni Procaccini, to get separation, C.J. Kirsch. A lightning-quick release and a rock-hard shot as well.
Well, and Cornell's gotten 3 goals with their second midfield out on the field, which is you love to be able to get that type of offensive possessions when you have your second midfield on the field.
Sisselberger with another win on the X. Cornell's neutralized that in terms of the scoreboard. And as you pointed out, getting great production out of the second line midfield. We approach a minute to play in the opening quarter. Lehigh changing back to their first.
Well, I don't think Cornell has a face-off win in this contest yet.
Marker comes behind the goal. Kyle Smith guarding him.
Yep, Sesselberger's 8 for 8 on face-offs in this contest so far.
Zadorsky can't get much better. Catch and shoot, score, Dakota Ehrman. Little step down off the catch and shoot for Dakota Ehrman from Kent Island, Maryland. 2nd goal of the season. That breaks the Cornell run with 47 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, Tom.
Yeah, just steps in on the backside. Lehigh bringing motion down towards the ball carrier. Usually you clear away from the ball carrier. Here they had 2 guys coming down, and that's what creates that open space for Ehrman to be able to step right in.
Breaks the run of goals for Cornell after they had scored the last 3, I believe. And off the face-off, wing play, lost initially by Cornell, but gobbled up on the backside by Cornell's Jack Follows. Scramble situation, approaching 30 seconds. Kirsch, Coyle, shot behind the goal. Biatelli with the backup for the Big
Look
Red.
for Cornell
under
to
30.
hold. Bringing out the first midfield. Hold for 1 here.
Coyle backs up. Off to Wertheim. And what do we get? Whistle with 16 seconds in the quarter. It's going to Lehigh's way. Let's see if they can clear the ball quickly. The little scramble situation for the Mountain Hawks is stripped away. Gavin Adler
Oh boy.
took it away from Scott Cole. Feed
Ooh.
intended for Bozzi. He hit the turf. Hard hit, horn sounds. 15 minutes in the books from historic Sholkoff Field in Ithaca, New York. It's getting chippy here. 5-3 Cornell after 1. Back with the second. You're watching Cornell Lacrosse. You're watching the Ivy League. 5-3 Cornell leading Lehigh. All time the series is tied at 9-9-3, but Cornell's won the last 6. The last Lehigh win over Cornell, 1916. It's well before our time, Tom, but Cornell did a great job of neutralizing the All-American Mike Sisselberger of Lehigh, although statistically he dominated on the X in that first quarter.
He did, and that's the thing about it. As you look at it, he won 8 of the 9 faceoffs. Cornell just got their first faceoff win, and here they come out the front.
Jack Cascadden, the freshman from Garden City, New York. His dad, a former defensive player with the New York Jets, took the faceoff. The battle is on, and the wing play battle. Diving is Billy Coyle for the Big Red. So a third Fogo, as they like to say, for Cornell. Cascadden's a big kid, just like his father. 6'3" and 220 pounds on the X.
Yeah, and he gets that face-off win for Cornell.
which is important. The goaltender, Pecora, Kirsch, like all great attackmen at Cornell, ride the ball hard as Dakota Ehrman will get it into the neutral zone. Cornell made them work hard. Opening minute of our second quarter, 5-3. Lehigh trailing the Big Red as they change through the midfield. Aiden Decker. Off to Grant Rodney. Back to Decker. Cornell to play with their short stick, Kyle Smith. It's a one-on-one matchup as he will drive the cage, get it behind the goal, into the stick of Muley. Swing it back right side of Cole. Cole against Singer. Cornell in their base defense. They switch it now with Michael Bazzi guarding Cole behind the goal. This is a long possession for the Mountain Hawks. 20 seconds on the shot clock as Cole will back it out. Good patience by Lehigh. Equally good defense. Double team. Shot up at the hole. Shot taken by Justin Tierman, Tom, as he popped up top.
Yeah, just looked inside in a little bit of a high crease and just shoots it wide.
Muley finally gets on the board as he operated from X, jumped, extended his arms, and fired it in for the fourth goal of the game for Lehigh. Approximately 90 seconds into the second quarter, Christian Muley, his 10th goal of the season.
Yeah, and he backhanded that. That's what I thought when I saw it live. He had the stick in his right hand, and as he's coming to the goal line extended, he actually switches to his left hand, which is less angle, but then he shoots that backhanded shot and beats Chase Erlin.
34th goal of his career, and off the wing play, Sisselberger will charge the case. Shot save, Erlin. Good quality save. Went down on one knee as Christopher Davis will back tap the ball back to Cornell's Jack Follows, off to Erlin.
Sesselberger's not afraid to go to the cage and shoot. He's a shooter. And then Erlin up to the task there.
Cornell setting up the clear with Adler. Into the box, feed it top center, went off the stick of the intended player, Eddie Rahill. Again, Cornell playing Rahill and Staub, two long pole freshmen for the Big Red. It's rare that freshmen get that time early on at Cornell.
You can really see Cornell trying to push the tempo more. I'm not sure it was a great decision there from, pushing tempo from a pole to a pole who wasn't really open. I'd rather see Cornell set the ball up and get their offensive personnel on because they've been successful in those settled situations looking inside.
Freddie Amato, a junior, number 1, first appearance on the field, as they'll come behind the goal with Quinn Armstrong. There's a shot and a score for the Mountain Hawks. It's 2 in a row. Quinn Armstrong's a pretty fired up player.
Yeah, he just goes hard from behind, and the defender just did not get out into his hands, right? And you see this. He pulls it out, and then he just goes hard, and he's able to get past that initial push, gets to goal line extended, and goes between the legs of Erlin. No slide comes, so Cornell's deciding they want to play straight up from behind. Oftentimes you're going to see you flash a pole to that shorty getting taken behind, but Cornell does not do that there.
Mark Silos against Sisselberger, and the junior from Manhasset, Long Island, with a quality pickup and a face-off win into a double team of Lehigh, and he is knocked out of bounds.
There's going to be a slash
possession and a flag.
It's a slash against Lehigh. He really wound up on that one. Silos was going down to the ground, and then he got hit. So Cornell going to have their first extra man opportunity of the day. Lehigh trying to, again, Cornell getting the ball out and Zylos getting the face-off win, and then Lehigh rode hard but takes the slashing penalty. Cornell 0 for 1 in their first game. There's their first opportunity here today.
Man-up specialist to watch for the Big Red, I've been told, is number 23, Rory Graham, junior from Toronto, Canada. So 6 on 5 for a minute for Cornell. 12-12 and a half. Back and forth we go. 10 goals, 5 each team.
Matt Perfetto in there at extra man for Cornell. They start in a 2-2-2.
This is Piatelli.
Graham, the other one in there.
To Graham. Cornell going to take their time. Coyle, Kelleher. Back to Piatelli. Circular motion here. Perfetto's number 37. Top of the box, Kelleher. Piatelli. Kelleher, Kirsch, skip pass. Biatelli up top, Big Hugh. Right side it goes. Shot went behind the goal, taken by C.J. Kirsch.
Cornell just moving the ball around, creating the opportunity. They had Kelleher looked like he was going to shoot it, but then it was Kirsch from top center.
Red banged the ball around, up top Coyle. Kelleher, razor-like shot, save Pecora. He went high, Pecora made the save. Outlet pass stolen away by Hugh Kelleher. Scramble situation as Lehigh looks to get back to even strength. Coyle top of the box, swim move, catch and shoot. Kirsch, he's got the hat trick. Coyle will get the helper, his first of the season assist-wise, and Kirsch with his 9th goal of the season. Wow.
You stop the
Great
run here.
Setup.
They stop the run, and that really makes a difference here. They're able to create the turnover. Good job by Kelleher staying on the breakout. The pass that was made by Pecora was picked off. Cornell was able to resettle in an even strength situation, and then that time you end up Kirsch beating the goaltender over his shoulder to stop the run, get that lead up to 6-5.
3:47 time of the goal. Jack Cascadden back on the field for the Big Red. Pinch and pop, and off the scramble comes Christopher Davis. He winds up, and he will blast it home. Christopher Davis, the sophomore from Vermont, barely 3:56 into the quarter. 2 in a row for Cornell, less than 30 seconds apart. Look at Davis charge the cage.
Just goes right down the alley, fires that shot up high. 2 goals, 9 seconds apart for Cornell. Again, you get that face-off win. That's a big one.
Christopher Davis with his first career goal in a Cornell uniform. He did have an assist as a freshman. And Cascadden, would he get a push?
Yep.
Push against Cornell. Boy, I tell you, for the freshman, he doesn't fear Sisselberger, Cascadden.
No.
He throws his body into it, as does Angelo Petrakis, as does Mark Silos. Back and forth we go. Here at Sholkoff in Ithaca, this 2023 home opener for the Big Red on ESPN+. 2-0 Lehigh, 1-0 Big Red. And here comes John Sidorsky on an invert behind the goal, guarded by Kyle Smith of the Big Red. Lots of congestion in the crease as Ehrman was anchored in the crease. There's a shot taken behind the goal. Little pop-out shot for Lehigh, and it went wide.
So Lehigh going back to this invert against the short stick. That time Cornell did bring a slide. Now they play a little 2-man game.
Sidorsky, skip pass across. Back it goes, intended, knocked away from Tiernan. Adler all over the loose ball for Cornell, along with Cornell's other short stick, Kyle Smith. And out of the scrum, the All-American Gavin Adler. Spinning out of the traffic, Erlin follows, Smith pressured at midfield. Again, you got just 20 seconds, and Michael Bazzi into the neutral zone for the Big Red. Lehigh made them work awfully hard on
They
that
still
clear.
had some time, though, so Cornell looked for them to pull it out. They hadn't changed most of their midfielders out yet.
2-goal run for the Big Red has broken a 5-5 tie. 7-5 is our score, 9.5 to play. From Frigid Sholkoff, shot by Kirsch, deflected in front
No
of the
backup,
goaltender.
though. So Lehigh will
Pecora
take
deflected
possession.
that shot, and the clear for the Mountain Hawks. Checo, the defenseman. There's Kirsch. All Cornell attackmen need to ride hard, whether it's been Jeff Tambroni, Ben DeLuca, now in this case Connor Busick. They're all taught to ride hard in the clearing game for the Big Red.
Well, and you can get rewarded for it more now with that 20 seconds to clear. You know, you don't even have to take the ball away. You can just, slow it down, make them have to work, and then maybe create the turnover, or they make a pass into a tight situation, and then you can create a turnover.
Weinberg against Staub. You talked about inverts, Tom. They consistently invert behind the cage. There's a bounce pass stolen away. Christopher Davis. He's been all over the field here, particularly in the second quarter. Red set up their clear as we approach 8.5 to go in the opening half. 12 combined goals. Big Red ranked 3rd in the media poll, 4th in the media poll this week, 3rd in the coaches poll. You talk to the players and the coaching staff, they don't care about the polls. All they care about is winning. And C.J. Kirsch out of the double team hits Christopher Davis. Another successful clear for the Big Red.
Yeah, Cornell was offsides there. That's what I thought.
And on the whistle, they will go. Mountain Hawks bring it in. Weinberg off to the Dodger. Oh, Erlin fell in front of the crease.
He's in the crease.
As Moulet dodged, but got denied the second goal of the day.
Yeah, he went aggressively to the goal, and it creates the turnover. And now Cornell's got to make sure they stay on sides this time. They've got, I think, three guys back.
Second line midfield now on for the Big Red. Ryan Sheehan, Dalton, J.J. Lombardi.
It just doesn't feel like the first midfield for Cornell has had many settled opportunities in this game. It seems like every time that the ball gets settled, it's the second midfield that's been on the field for Cornell.
Tom, a defenseman's hung. Cornell does not take advantage. Piatelli, Sheehan, Kirst. 7.5 to play in the half. Cornell with a 2-goal lead. Skip pass, Lombardi off to Piatelli, made a nice recovery. Again, he will extend out on the left of the goal line to Sheehan, put it into the hole, a shot wide, deflected in the air. Was that Kirst on a shot that went high into the end zone? Cornell recovers with Brian Piatelli. Drew the double team. Sheehan, Lombardi, skip pass, little slick shot taken by Piatelli.
Nice
Coyle
cut through the middle. And that one was saved, so that resets the shot clock. Cornell have 60 seconds there. It's a
Looked
good
like
save.
His brother, Tom, in his quick shot there, Brian Piatelli. This is really our first look at him.
Yeah.
In a Cornell uniform this season. Sheehan, Lombardi, backs it out. 6:45 in the half.
Seeing Lehigh play a little bit of zone here. Little matchup.
Pass is batted down from Coyle, picked up by Piatelli. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Again, Coyle. Catch and shoot off the pipe.
Again,
Kirst with a rocket shot.
Shot clock resets, but Lehigh, good job there by their defenseman. Hicks getting out to the sideline. Get the possession for Lehigh.
Clear for the Mountain Hawks. Under 7 minutes to go in the opening half. Pretty cleanly played game. Cornell did survive a 2-man down scenario earlier in the first quarter. Ehrman looking around as Lehigh wants to get their rest of their midfield unit on. Matt Marker. Pair of number 5s. Marker against Bazzi. Moulet off to the left. Trying to get separation is Cole. Aggressively guarded by Kyle Smith. Cornell's short stick's very, very active. Cole to carry behind the goal. 30 seconds to shoot. Moulet angled, shot wide of the goal.
Not much of an angle there. And again, you're seeing Lehigh take the short sticks behind and then try and dodge off of that. Cole getting the shorty.
He initiates the play. Played now by Adler.
This is a little bit different of a matchup.
Catch and shoot. Moulet save. Chase Erlin. He went low to deny the senior from Long Island, Christian Moulet. Quality save for Chase Erlin.
Erlin's been a little more locked in this second quarter. He only had one save in that first quarter, and here he has the opportunity. He's had, I think, 3. And now we'll see.
On the clear game for Cornell. They will take their time. Reset their midfield unit. Under 5 to go in the opening half. 7-5 Cornell over Lehigh. It's been a game of runs. Cornell on a 2-goal run right now to break a 5-5 advantage. Wertheim off to Aiden Blake. Spencer sends it right. Kelleher feed it into the hole. Behind the back, French pastry shot for Piatelli. Lehigh with possession.
That was a good save by Pecora there. But then in the riding game, Cornell creates the turnover. Oh, and they're going to call it interference. So Lehigh have an opportunity.
Going back to the shot, Piatelli, little quick stick.
Cornell's creating opportunities inside with their ball movement. And it was a nice save there by Pecora.
Hicks, the defenseman, big defenseman at 6'1", gets out of the pressure of Kirst and will send it down the near side of Moulet. Approaching 4 minutes in the half. It's been a physical, spirited
Offsides
contest.
Lehigh.
And possession goes back to the home team.
And Cornell tries a quick restart here. They've still got Aiden Blake on the field.
Christopher Davis, long loping strides off to Piatelli. Red will settle back into 6-on-6. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. This is Coyle. Got the first goal of the day. Wertheim converted from his midfield to his attack and back to midfield. He plays both. Spencer's stuck behind the goal right now. Not going to say an invert. Well, we should say an invert technically. As Coyle will come left side. Weak shot, but backed up by Wertheim. Back into the hole it goes. There's Billy Coyle. Wertheim will get the helper at the 3:26 mark of the quarter. 3 in a row for Cornell on the goal by the senior attackman Billy Coyle.
Just a quick dodge from behind, and Cornell Wertheim's able to pick it up, and then right through, Coyle keeps coming through.
3-goal run for Cornell. They have an 8-5 lead over Lehigh. Back with the closing minutes of the half. You're watching the Ivy League on ESPN. Cornell, Tom, breaking open a 5-5 game. It's 8-5, 3:26 in the half. Billy Coyle with his second of the afternoon.
And you're seeing two teams trying to do different things right now. Cornell is trying to move the ball inside. They're creating scoring opportunities from right in front of the cage, whereas you're seeing Lehigh dodging off the shorty behind the cage and getting some goals in that way. So for the Big Red, I think they're trying to take advantage of their possessions, a little bit longer possessions, and these face-offs have gotten closer since we came out of that first quarter.
Cascading on the face-off X, but the win for the Mountain Hawks off the wing. There's a shot deflected by Erlin.
Checo taking a nice wind-up as he came down the alley, and I think Erlin got it with his hands. They get the shot. Well, no, they've just reset.
Reset shot clock with Scott Cole. 3 minutes in the half. I said it's been a spirited, physical game. That's the way Kevin Cassis's teams play. They play so physical, and they will fight you for the full 60 minutes, as will Cornell. Weinberg against Davis. Came over off the deflection. Adler on the double team. Ground ball pickup for Cornell, the All-American Gavin Adler.
He's just been terrific today. He gets the ball off the ground, gets the clear started.
Follows. Back to Erlin. Under 2:30 to go. Another successful clear for the Red as Brian Piatelli will charge it into the box. Red have just under 60 seconds. 2:15 and a half. So they will work the ball around with Piatelli. Off to Sheehan. A lot of second-line midfield run in this first half for Cornell.
If you didn't know that this was the second line, you wouldn't see it by the sort of settled situations that they've had today.
Kirst out of the double team. They still have Davis on the offensive half of the Piatelli to Coyle. What a gorgeous setup. That might be the prettiest assist of the half, and there have been a lot of them.
Well,
Coyle just flew to the cage, and look at this pass, Tom.
Well, it all starts because they chased C.J. Kirst, and Cornell, the double team came out wide. They were able to get the ball moving, and that created an odd number opportunity. They were able to find it on the sneak for Coyle, just one-on-one with the goaltender, gives Cornell a 4-goal lead.
Now, if this was last year and Brian Piatelli was playing, I would say to his older brother, he's got more assists than you had the whole season, 2 here in the game. Looks like to be a well-rounded attackman, Brian Piatelli.
Yeah,
not taking
nice
anything away from John.
Well,
John, one of the great snipers in the history of the program.
And that's really interesting. There you saw Mark Silos on the wing. So you had Kaskanen takes the face-off, but then you have Silos on the wing. So that's showing that Cornell's really trying to sort of make this a ground ball 3-on-3 battle, because there's 2 strong guys who can get over the ball to win it. And Cornell come back with their first midfield group.
This is what, a 4 or 5 goal run right now for Cornell?
I've got it as 4.
4-goal run, 4-goal lead, with freshmen playing some prominent roles here, although Kelleher got pressured. Errant pass, Wertheim can't pick it up. They dive to keep it into play, and they rule that Spencer was out of bounds.
Boy, it was close. It was close. So Lehigh sets up the clear.
Coyle rides him right into the bench.
2 big hits, one from either team.
Out of the traffic comes Lehigh, however.
That was Timmy Curlin.
Starting close defenseman. Off to Moulet. Whistle, timeout on the field. Mountain Hawks with 57 seconds remaining in the half.
2 big hits in the clearing game there. Both teams off the ground are just really physical here, both in front of the box. It's always a dangerous place to be, right in front of the substitution box, because you don't know if someone's going to come on, and they're First Cornell with the big hit, and then Lehigh with the big hit. Lehigh comes up with the ground ball, gets the clear, and they'll have one opportunity. They pretty much can hold for one here. There's a 1.8 second difference, but they'll likely hold for one.
Back to some of the names, particularly for Cornell, that we didn't see last year. Brian Piatelli acquitting himself well. And these two freshmen, Jack Cascadden on faceoffs, and Staub, Brendan Staub,
Yeah, the long stick
the
midi.
long pole. It's not normal that Cornell, at least defensively, breaks in freshmen that quickly, but we've seen three kids, Rahill and Piatelli, who's not a freshman, but this is his first significant minutes, all contributing, mixed in with the upperclassmen.
Yeah.
Still, it's a 4-goal lead, and keep in mind Lehigh was down 10-4 to Hobart, came back to win last Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at Cornell, they've put 9 on the board here in the first half. They only got to 12 last week, and I think for them, they've done it playing a little bit of tempo. They've gotten a lot out of their second midfield here in the first half. Chase Erlin, I think, has done a good job in this second quarter. So if you're Cornell, I think you have to be happy where you are. But again, Lehigh looks to stop this run here with Cornell putting 4 in a row together. They're going to have an opportunity. We'll see what they can do with what's left here, 57.2 seconds in the half.
Fourth highest scoring team in the country entering the weekend. 19.5 goals. Cornell's next opponent, they beat last week Hobart. This is the first of 2 consecutive road games for Lehigh after opening the season at home on consecutive weeks against Fairfield and the Hobart Statesmen. Sidorsky off the whistle. As you know, Tom, they can pretty much hold for one good shot, and Sidorsky will be shaded by Christopher Davis.
And we'll see if they decide they're going to, I bet you he's going to bring this behind. That's how they've been attacking all game.
Under 40 seconds.
Well, maybe they're going to run him off the corner. We'll see. Now here he goes.
He's
Now he's going to take it
very active
behind.
this half, Christopher Davis. And the Cornell clearing game is a defensive midi. Invert in play, 20 seconds. Sidorsky continues to carry. They want this matchup. Knocked out of his stick, picks it back up, approaching 10 seconds. Davis, so physical at 6'3". Skip pass across. Low shot that bounced off the post. Scramble. Follows, going to run it down and run out the clock. Dakota Ehrman took the shot, Tom. It bounced off the right post. So a late flurry for the Mountain Hawks, but Cornell on a 4-goal run enters halftime with a 4-goal lead at 9-5. And once again, it's C.J. Kirst. He's got 4.
when you are getting out faceoff, Lehigh winning 11 of the 16 faceoffs, Cornell with only 5 faceoff wins. So to be able to do that shows you how well Cornell has done off the ground. And some of that is creating turnovers by Lehigh.
Cascadon started on the X to begin the second half, but another win for the Mountain Hawks. They will look to clear the ball against Cornell and get their opening offensive possession and lost out of bounds. It's an unforced turnover.
Again, right, so literally what we just said. You've got to close that gap, and here's Cornell an opportunity. Good trail check there by Lehigh, and they should get possession on the run out as the ball goes out the sideline, and a good hustle play by Judah Hicks for Lehigh.
I was going to say, Hicks made an outstanding play after the errant pass initially. Hustle personified. Speaking of personified hustle, the steal by Kirst, scramble situation. Piatelli shot and a score 35 seconds into the quarter. It was all made possible by the junior All-American C.J. Kirst. He's more than just a goal scorer, Tom, and that led to a Piatelli score.
And you're going to get a flag down again as well, so Cornell's going to have an extra man opportunity. Probably Kirst creates the turnover, looks in, finds Piatelli, shoots high, and then the late hit coming through for Lehigh, it was Ryan Niggerman. That's going to be a 1-minute foul, which means Cornell will have an extra man opportunity. Because it's a dead ball foul, then Cornell will actually get possession without a faceoff. So that's a big penalty if for Lehigh. Cornell gets to their biggest lead of the game, and now they'll have a 1-minute extra man opportunity.
Piatelli with his first of the season. Seems Piatelli's always scored goals at Cornell. In fact, his dad stopped by to say hello to us at halftime, and I said to him, John never had as many assists as Brian did in the game. But now he's got one in the bank. That's a big goal for Cornell momentum-wise to start the third quarter. Man up, opportunity. Piatelli denied by the post. And the Red will keep possession in this man up.
And that resets the shot clock.
So let's see what they do. Again, Graham, number 23, the Canadian man up specialist. Piatelli. Kelleher, Kirst. Motion for this Big Red offense. Winds up. Taken away.
Checo with the interception on the pass.
You can't say a check. He just intercepted the ball.
Yep.
Here's Pecora. Loop it back to Checo. Obviously, Lehigh wants to burn some time down here. Ehrman stolen away. Scramble situation. Piatelli's got 2 in a row.
Again, that Cornell riding game comes through for them.
It's been outstanding.
They've done a great job, and believe it or not, that's actually an extra man goal. So Cornell creates the turnover here. They squeeze it, creates the turnover. Kirsten Piatelli, nice patience, throws a couple stick checks and gets the goal for Cornell.
Back-to-back goals for Brian Piatelli, the first 2 of his senior season. This Rentham Mass product sat behind his brother for a couple of years. He's getting his opportunity. 2 goals in the first minute 22 of the third quarter. And the run continues for Cornell. It's 11-5 Big Red.
That's 6 in a row for the Big Red.
Sisselberger wins the faceoff.
Boy, that's
almost threw it into the legs of the official.
That's a dangerous. He throws it back because he doesn't think anybody's there, but Cornell was available.
Hicks, the Colorado product, he'll charge the cage, slapped away from behind. Was that Kelleher?
It was Adler blocked it. I thought it was Adler.
You're right. I saw the 7, didn't see the second 7, and Mark Silos, still on the field off the Fogo, will look to come off the field, put it into the stick of C.J. Kirst. 2 goals for Cornell in less than 90 seconds, and they have built a 6-goal margin, their largest this afternoon.
And Cornell's bringing out that first midfield group again. This group hasn't felt like they've gotten a lot of time.
Feels like they're the second ones. Werheim driving the cage, blocked by Pecora. Little alley dodge down the right side for Spencer Wertheim.
Not as strong hands, so the defender let him go that way. And now he goes behind the cage, and he's got the
defenseman's hung.
No, they're actually playing zone here, I think.
Coyle. Kirst. Into the hole it goes. Shot was blocked off the stick of Aiden Blake. Picked up by Cornell. They'll reset.
Continuing to look inside.
Great passing. Great fluidity in this offense today. Little jump shot taken by Coyle.
Maybe one more step to give yourself a little bit of an angle, but Wertheim backs up the cage. 36 to shoot here for Cornell. Lehigh in the zone right now. They've got the long pole top center. So the guys behind have opportunities with their hands free to feed.
Coyle to Kirst. Kelleher, Piatelli, skip pass, CJ charging the cage, shot save, Pecora. That's his best save probably of the game on a one-on-one with CJ Kirsch.
Cornell retains possessions, Hugh Kelleher, and the shot clock reset, so 60 to shoot now.
Wertheim, top of the box, Blake, back to Spencer, got hit physically, but the ball's recaptured by Piatelli. Kelleher, Coyle. Kelleher again looking around, Red showing patience. 11:40 in the third quarter. Stick it into the left side of the hole. Shot, Pecora, another save.
Pecora's done a nice job.
He saved a bunch of shots today.
He didn't have a save in the first quarter, and he's really settled in here to keep Lehigh in because Cornell's creating opportunities left and right here, and high-quality ones, too.
12 saves in each of his first 2 games against Fairfield and Hobart. Out of the double team, it goes to Kelleher. Little zigzag move for Blake. Back to Hugh, charging down the alley. Another save, Pecora. He's made 3 alone in this defensive series. This junior from Congers, New York, saved at least 3 goals right there for the Mountain Hawks.
Yeah, that's a big series of plays there for the Mountain Hawks for those saves by Pecora. They get the clear, and now Cornell's trying to get personnel right, but then the turnover.
They've had their issues in the clearing game, and off the whistle, they'll release quickly, Cornell. Oh, Christopher Davis. Pass went behind the player who came off on the wing. Battle is on. Kirsch can't come up with it initially, but then the ground ball battle is won by Lehigh. C.J. Kirsch almost picked it up between 2 players.
He was ready to, and then he got checked well right across his arms, just unable to come up with the ground ball. Just sort of a scramble situation on that over and back against Lehigh.
They desperately need a settled 6-on-6, Lehigh, to give their defense a break.
I don't think they've had one in this quarter.
Cornell had the ball close to 4 minutes plus at the start here of the third quarter. They've put 2 in the bank, have built their lead to 11-5. Mountain Hawks reset. Marker. Cole. Adler with that stick. Tenacious as always. Lockdown defender Gavin Adler. Sidorsky working against Chris Davis. But Davis just looks so much more poised and polished, and he had a great freshman season. They've been inverting him consistently. They've not been able to score on him. Marker can't get away from Michael Bazzi. Cornell playing some lockdown defense here. Shot clock at 12 seconds for the Mountain Hawks. Looking around is Lehigh. Sidorsky. Shot goes behind the cage with 4 seconds, Tom, on the shot clock.
It'll be interesting to see if they just roll it to the corner. You're right on that edge.
Ehrman's going to go. Wraps around. Shot went behind the cage. Horn sounds. Shot clock violation against Lehigh.
It shouldn't be. I think.
Was it a shot on goal?
I think it's a shot on goal. And
was it on goal?
Well, I thought Erwin hit it. I thought it hit him.
All right. Make your case.
I think this should be Lehigh ball because I think it's a shot in time before the shot clock expired. Well, no, looks like they're going to keep it with Cornell.
That's a terrific defensive set to start the third quarter for Cornell because their offense had the ball for 4.5 minutes almost.
And they had to change some matchups there, some switches along the way, so a good job there.
Reddle set up the clear. Cornell's 7 for 7 in the first half. Christopher Davis.
14 for 14 in the first half, actually. 7 for 7 in each of the 2 quarters.
Ryan Sheehan. So back to the second line midfield, who we've consistently noted is getting a ton of minutes here in this home opener for Cornell. 8:40 in the quarter. It's been dominated by the home club. No lead is comfortable, though, if you're playing Lehigh. They have the potential. It's just right now it's been the Big Red on both ends of the field controlling play, and Sheehan's going to invert behind the goal.
He's been the one getting the pole with this group, so I think they're taking advantage of that matchup.
Sheehan, skip pass, Coyle, deflected. Billy trying to keep it in the offensive zone. Dalton boxing his man out, takes a hit, clean hit by the Mountain Hawks, but the ground ball battle, one by the Big Red, one by Billy Coyle.
That was a really smart play by Andrew Dalton. He came up with the ground ball, but then he sort of put it out to, and now Cornell, because of the shot clock just throws it to the corner.
So both clubs with a good defensive series apiece.
Now, if you're
Father
Cornell,
Time says 7 minutes into the quarter.
the good thing here is this lets Cornell get their personnel right, get their defensive players on.
The goaltender Pecora throws it to the crescent side of the field. Successful clear as Procaccini brought it into the box. Here's Lehigh, desperate to get some goals. Muley, oh, not a helicopter check, Tom, but boy, it was dislodged by Cornell's Jack Follows.
Here's a 5-on-4 opportunity.
Scramble situation led by the freshman. Kirsch shot, low save made by Pecora. He's made at least 4 here in the third quarter. Clearing pass. Here comes Procaccini for the Mountain Hawks. Tierman has it. Loops it back outside where the catch is made by Ben Weinberg. Lehigh get a bump down to their second line midfield. 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. All Cornell, 11-5 on the scoreboard. Aiden Decker against Bozzi. Little pitter-patter move behind the cage. They'll reverse the ball back out, and the Mountain Hawks with Scott Cole. Singer tries to come off the pick. They'll keep the matchup, Cole and Singer. Weinberg. Kyle Smith, the defender. This is a long possession for the Mountain Hawks. Up top, Armstrong took a shot. Went behind the goal. He's already got a goal in the first half, Armstrong.
Just sweeping off the top. He gets top side of his defender. Just misses the cage, though.
Muley off to the left, dodging. Who physically hit him there? Jason Singer did a great check on the offensive player for the Mountain Hawks. Singer really starting to emerge as a sophomore, but it's lost out of bounds.
Cornell got away with one there because they communicated poorly behind the cage. They lost the matchup on 2v2 Big Little, and then Lehigh create the opportunity. Cornell with a turnover. That's, I think, their first failed clear of the day.
How about the defense, though, by Jason Singer, the Big Red?
He did a really nice job there of just staying strong on the matchup.
Cole operating, defenseman hung. Cole going to look around. Plenty of time on the reset shot clock. We're down to 5:45 in the quarter. Intended pass for Armstrong.
Over and back.
Over and back.
So Cornell can go quick if they want. Nope, looks like they're going to just take time to get their personnel right. No real advantage.
Tom, back to the first line midfield as we approach 5.5 to play in this third quarter. Shutout Lacrosse on the defensive end for this Big Red team.
Yeah, this feels like if Cornell can get one here, it'd be a big possession.
Wertheim, take it into the box, coming down the alley. Operating is Coyle. Coyle with a 4-point first half for the Big Red. So quick and fast. Whole starting attack for Cornell. They're sometimes like grease lightning on this field turf surface, despite the weather conditions. Wertheim being played one-on-one.
He's got a shorty.
See if he'll take the matchup. Comes left side. Kelleher, fans on the shot. Step down shot. Save Pecora. Pecora unofficially, I've got him for at least 5 saves in this third quarter.
I think that's about right.
3 of them in that one defensive stand alone. I mean, he has kept this somewhat within reason, and the pressure ride at midfield. Aiden Blake comes up with the errant ball for Cornell. His pass is batted down. Who's going to run it down? Ooh, a couple of players collide as C.J. Kirsch couldn't come up with it. Physical, clean play.
Yep, absolutely.
That's Lehigh Lacrosse. That's Cornell Lacrosse. Their coaches emphasize the physicality of the game. Now the Mountain Hawks look to clear the ball. We're approaching 4 minutes to go in the third quarter for the Big Red with a 6-goal run here.
And another failed clear.
Yeah, he was just outside the box. He fell into the bench side. Cornell riding hard, defensively strong. They have blanked the Mountain Hawks here in the third quarter, which has 4 minutes to play. Andrew Dalton, second line midfield again for Cornell. Red get a play settled offense as they loop it off to J.J. Lombardi. Lombardi back to Brian Piatelli. Piatelli has had a nice home opener for Cornell. A couple of goals back-to-back to start this third quarter. And now Cornell will work the invert with Ryan Sheehan. against Procaccini. Sheehan, Lombardi. Clock management, you might say, for Cornell. Looking to get a good shot against this junior netminder, Pecora. Trying to get away from his man is Coyle. Little stop and go. Wraps around, shoots it high, goes through the crease. Lombardi dives.
They did get a shot clock reset on that.
Great to see J.J. Lombardi bounce back from last season's knee injury. Limited him to just 4 games.
Yeah, and now actually you're seeing a third midfield coming out, looks like, for Cornell. We've got who we've seen already, Rory Graham, who played an extra man.
Perfetto.
As Matthew Perfetto also played an extra man with Hugh Kelleher. So I guess
it's a man-up opportunity.
Oh, there was a flag. That's what we must have missed.
6-on-5 for Cornell, approaching 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. See if Red can put another one in the bank here. Motion. Piatelli, Perfetto, another Long Island product. Piatelli, the Massachusetts product. Rory Graham. Coyle. Top of the box, Kelleher. Catch and shoot, Piatelli. Save, Pecora. Seems like we've been saying that a lot.
His
here
7th save of the quarter.
He has been outstanding despite giving up 11 thus far. So the Mountain Hawks successfully clear the ball. They've been laboring to do so. Okocho Terena, number 88. He'll come off the field. And now Lehigh looks to reorganize their offense. Sidorsky in the neutral zone, approaching 2 minutes to play. Cornell with the goose egg defensively in the quarter. The 2 quick goals to start the frame by Piatelli. And again, a 6-goal margin. Mountain Hawks need some type of spark before the third quarter ends. Moulet against Davis. It's a great individual matchup. Davis and Moulet. Moulet averaging 8 points a game coming in. He's been held to a single goal, I believe, on the afternoon. Grant Rodney trying to break away from follows. Left side. Is that a pass or a shot? I believe it was a pass. Which Chase Erlin picks up for the Big Red. The clear for Cornell, Tom. We approach 90 seconds in this third frame. Cornell 7 for 7 in the first half on the clear. They've missed one, I believe, here in the third. And Kirst will look around. 60 seconds to shoot. 1:20 in the quarter. Red just going to settle down, work back with that second line midfield, who's gotten a ton of action today.
Still changing personnel here. Got to get J.J. Lombardi on.
Kirst with a minute to go.
Lehigh looks like they're staying with this zone.
And the Red will attack it around the perimeter. Sheehan, Piatelli, back to Ryan. Off to Kirst. Beautiful pass into the hole. Piatelli deflected by Pecora. Off the bouncing ball. Who's going to pick it up? Lehigh trying to pick it up. Kirst throwing his body around as Lehigh trying to run it down with Colin Fowler. Backup junior
checks the stick right out of his hand.
How about
goaltenders? The goaltender's down, so they're going to have to. They'll stop this.
With 33 seconds in the quarter. But I said this earlier on the broadcast. C.J. Kirst is more than just a goal scorer. One of the most well-rounded attackmen we've seen at Cornell.
He's great off the ground at creating ground ball opportunities. We'll see if the trainer's going to come out and check on the goaltender, Pecora.
Again, see if we have updated numbers on Pecora save-wise. He has really stepped in this year as the graduation for Lehigh of their goaltender, Spence, who was a fifth-year senior last year. James Spence graduated. He's got 2 younger brothers who are still on the club. And that was the 9th best scoring defense in the country last year. And Pecora's averaged 12 saves through first 2.
He's got 13 saves, but 9 of them here in this third quarter. Looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field.
Lehigh has called the timeout.
And maybe just to keep him in the game here.
All right, Summit on the field will take the same with 33 seconds in the timeout's expired, Tom. Lehigh will have 33 seconds to prevent Cornell from their 12th goal of the game.
Cornell can hold for 1, and we've got a goaltender change. Pecora went down with an injury there. So you're seeing Caleb Creaser in for Lehigh.
Canadian player, went to the fabled Hill Academy in Toronto. Let's see what Cornell does as Dalton gets physically knocked off the ball. He had an open cage momentarily. Shot is deflected. Piatelli comes up with it. Under 5 seconds to play. Fake. Dalton rifles it in.
Boy, that's a
with
killer.
just under 3 seconds in the quarter, and you hit it on the nail, Tom. That is a backbreaker for Lehigh.
Well, and it was an opportunity for Cornell. The goal was empty, and then Lombardi takes his time and he throws it down to the wing, and Dalton makes that little move inside and gets his hands free and gets this to be. They've now scored 7 in a row.
And a 3-point day for Andrew Dalton. His first goal of the game. He's already got 2 assists. And again, a backbreaker, whatever you want to call it, that really stings when you consider how well Pecora was playing in the good portion of the third quarter. So 3 goals for Cornell in the frame. They have a 12-5 lead over Lehigh. Back with the fourth quarter after this timeout. You're watching the Ivy League in college lacrosse. It's Cornell-Lehigh on ESPN+. Stay with us. Start of the fourth quarter here at historic Shelkoff Field in Ithaca, New York. Barry Leonard, Tom LaFalls. Shutout lacrosse defensively for Cornell in the third quarter. They have a 12-5 lead as we enter the fourth. And again, the impressive freshman, Jack Cascadden, will take the face-off against the All-American Mike Sisselberger.
Yeah, and we do have Pecora back in the goal for Lehigh, so it must be okay. Just needed a little bit of quick attention. And you're seeing Cornell's, the ground ball advantage up to 33-22 in through 3 quarters. And
Mark Silos, Tom.
And still really great on the clearing game. Cornell 18 for 19, but Lehigh only 13 of 20 clearing.
And Mark Silos got the face-off win for the Big Red. We should mention Mark got his first collegiate goal last Saturday at Albany, but a violation against the Big Red. A high shot. Erling got his stick out.
Hit the crossbar.
Justin Turnin was looking for his first goal of the second half for the Mountain Hawks. So shutout lacrosse in the third quarter. They denied Lehigh here at the start of the fourth quarter. It's been all Big Red here in the second half. They've had a nice flow on defense and offense today.
And the clearing and riding, the sort of outside of faceoffs have really dominated a lot here for the Big Red. But again, with a player like Sesselberger, you got to be careful. They can close it quickly.
You need possessions to get goals. Big Red will work the ball around with Hugh Kelleher up top. Cornell's starting attack with 8 points, 8 goals today. But that was kind of an easy one for Lehigh. And Pacheco had his easiest turnover of the game. Cole behind the goal for the Mountain Hawks, opening minute of the fourth quarter, played by Adler.
Adler's had the better of this matchup today.
As he has most of his career at Cornell. Just exploded on the scene as a sophomore, and they have yet to look back, Cornell, putting him into the lineup. Ehrman against Kelleher. They'll take that matchup. They reverse it back up top, Sidorsky. Sidorsky, here we go again. Were they going to no? Thought they were going to invert him again.
Well, they're going to go a different way. Now this is against Kelleher. They're using Ehrman.
Stop and go. Big Hugh. 6'3". He's got a big body to play defense with as they put it back into the stick of Scott Cole against Adler. Gets away from him momentarily. Shot, save, Erlen. He denied the goal. I don't know if it hit the back left side of the post, but he denied the goal by Lehigh.
And Cornell with a good hustle play to get possession again.
Christopher Davis off towards the center of the field. Cornell looking to get it into the offensive box. Sheehan got it off to Coyle against the pressure. Back to Kelleher, back to Ryan Sheehan. They're going to bump down to the second line mids, Tom.
Well, they've almost seemed like the first line mids today as we've been talking about it. Kelleher got stuck on the defensive end, so they've got to get him off. And then they'll come with this second midfield unit, which has played really well here.
Well, I mean, guys are interchangeable. Coyle and Wertheim have already shown they can go back and forth between attack and midfield. Sheehan top of the box. 2-man game with Dalton. Ryan again. Reverses it. Lombardi.
Lehigh's done a better job of protecting the inside.
Pecora with the save on a shot by Kirsch. So he's got 14 saves. Look at CJ dive.
And we'll see who retains,
Good
if Cornell
hustle play
retains
there.
possession.
And that's a shot clock reset.
3 minutes plus into our fourth quarter. Reds still pitching the shutout from halftime. 12-5 lead. Coyle spent a year at the Hill Academy before coming to Cornell. Malvern, Pennsylvania product, wraparound shot save. Pecora.
I think it was outside.
Does he get credit
Nope.
for the save? Because
Not
it was a shot. It wasn't on goal. Thank you, sir. Clearing pass towards the center of the field. Lehigh is trapped momentarily. Paul Ocho Terrena throws it back to Checo. Cornell made him work. Mountain Hawks will take it into the offensive box. 11-10 to play in the fourth quarter.
Now, if you're Lehigh, you've got to get one here. If you think you can get back in this game, this is an important possession.
Tom, it's their second line midfield. This is Decker against Dalton. Weinberg behind the goal. He got the first tally of the day in that first quarter. They switch on the double team. Thrown back into the neutral zone. Run down by Lehigh's Grant Rodney. Rodney driving on the freshman Staub. Moulet held to a single goal this afternoon. Came in third in the nation as stated in points, averaging 8 per game. Working is Weinberg. Tiernan against Sheehan. Shot clock, as you said, under 10. Cole's got to go quickly against Adler. Fights through the pick. Cole into a double team. A weak bounce shot that's deflected. Knocked up. Horn sounds. Shot clock violation, but the Red already had possession in transition. As here comes Cornell. Dalton charging down the field. Bounce pass for Coyle. Picked up by Piatelli, my partner in the booth. Motioning. Slow it down.
Settle the ball here. Let's make sure you get your personnel right. Because you had Sheehan was stuck on the defensive end. That's why. So you had an offensive player with a 4-on-3 break. Just made an awkward pass to the point on the break.
Tom, here's an invert with Aiden Blake. 6'3" senior, Haddonfield, New Jersey. Fought off a knee injury to get back into the lineup late in the year for Cornell. Blake, an errant pass for Coyle. Raked away. Ryan Neigeman. Ball pops up into the stick of Richard Checo. It's slapped out of his stick. Kirst slapped it away. It seems like we're calling more defensive plays than him in the second half.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, I think Lehigh's done if you look at the score sheet, right? I mean,
he's 3-1, right?
Lehigh has held Cornell scoreless for long periods of time in this game. It's just that Cornell's been able to do it longer at the defensive end.
3-in-1 day. Most players would take a 3-in-1 day. C.J. Kirsch had that before the second quarter started. Red will work the clock with Spencer Wertheim. Again, he's got the ability to go between attack and midfield. When they get Michael Long back, hopefully sooner than later this season, it's going to give them even more versatility. Skip pass stolen away by Lehigh. Checo swiping that ball. More on that shortly.
Yeah, just this first group just seems a little bogged down. Like the ball's not moving enough, and they're not creating those inside looks that were being created earlier in this game.
Well, that's where you miss a Michael Long in terms of that innate playmaking ability. But on the other hand, here you're playing the fourth highest scoring team in the country. You've shut them out for well over a quarter plus here in the second half, and you have a 6-goal lead.
2 quarters plus.
Little swim move. Cole.
Again, got the ball on the ground, follows with the check. Creates
tremendous.
The ground ball.
Tremendous ground ball battle going on, and out of the traffic comes Chase Erlin of Cornell. Here comes Michael Bozzi, the sophomore from Pennsylvania. 7 minutes into the fourth quarter, Cornell is still pitching a second-half shutout. It's 12-5 on the scoreboard as Billy Coyle will get it behind the goal to Brian Piatelli. Piatelli.
Yeah, Lehigh scored their 5th goal with 12 minutes left in the second quarter. So this is a long period of time that the Cornell defense has really been up to the task. And now Cornell will come with this second midfield group and changing too. So we'll see.
Sounds like a broken record. Second line midfield change, but you got to have deep midfields, particularly in the Ivy League, if you're going to try to make a run in the postseason. And we're only talking game number 2 right now for Cornell, but it's a good sign to see the productivity of the second line as Dalton gets it behind the goal to Coyle. off the C.J. Kirsch.
Well, and some of that in a long season, right? Injuries, right? You know, you may need to bump a guy up to the first group or, you know, so it's important to have a deep group of midfielders available.
Shot clock at under 15 seconds. Ball is a loss, picked up by
Now, part of what Lehigh's done really well here is they've had sticks in passing lanes. They've knocked a number of passes down from Cornell and done a good job of creating the offensive opportunities, but then they just haven't been able to capitalize on them.
Their long pole is still stuck on the field. He'll come off as Moulet gets it off to Tiernan. Ironman shot wide over the goal. We've played 8.5 in the fourth quarter. So the second half alone, 23-plus minutes for Cornell's defense right now. Sidorsky, Moulet, they play catch. Approaching 6 minutes. Marker against Billy Chabot. First time we've called his name today. A little wraparound shot.
French pastry?
Yeah, you got
French pastry call of the year.
Al McGuire, the great Marquette coach, came up with that statement. I've loved it ever since. To use exclusively on lacrosse games. 6 minutes to play, Tom.
And here you're seeing Cornell extending out a little bit defensively.
Marker against Chabot. Comes down the alley, stuck it into the hole, deflected.
And Cornell
rolls
doing a
out of
nice
bounds.
job with sticks and passing lanes, just not getting leaving a guy on the backside the opportunity to get the ball. And now they'll set up the clear.
I don't want to say total domination on the defensive end, but they've just done a very steady job protecting their goaltender, and a open cage went wide on the shot.
Yeah, that 10-man Adler's been willing to take that shot. And again, that gives you, it's basically a free clear. You have an opportunity to go at the goal, right? If you miss it, at least then you're getting that clear, and it doesn't become that big of an issue for them. They get a possession and bring offense on the field.
Tom, timeout on the field will take the same 5.5 to play. Look at Tom LaFalls. I'll say it now. A dominating defensive effort with 5:32 to play. The turnover number says everything you want to know.
I mean, Cornell's caused 17 turnovers in this game, and now you see Lehigh come out in a red dog situation.
Chase Erlin has only had to make, 4 saves on the day. And Lehigh was averaging 52 shots a game coming in. They're not even close to that total right now. And on the ride, Cornell's pressured, comes up with it, scramble situation for Lombardi. We'll get back to those numbers shortly to illustrate just the significant difference today. I mean, this is a Lehigh club, 19.5 points a game, 4th in the country, 52 shots a game. They allowed opponents only 34. This is a completely different animal they're playing in their 3rd game of the season.
Well, and I think this is the type of performance, you come off of a close win against Albany. You like coming into this game and sort of showing what your offense can do and your defense can do.
Piatelli goes high, save for the goaltender for Lehigh. That would be
Creaser's back in.
Creaser, the senior from Huntsville, Ontario.
They put him back in for that 10-man ride, for that red dog situation there. Pecora, who probably wasn't able to move as much, they wanted more a goaltender who could move and try and be involved in that double team and guard.
I mean,
a Cornell player.
Arguably, Cornell could have 18, 19, 20 goals if not for the play of Pecora.
That's
in the
third
nets for
quarter
Lehigh.
for sure. He really kept them in this game for a while in the third quarter.
Weinberg looking to reset. Get Grant Rodney on the field. This is the second line mids.
Eddie Rahill in for Cornell and long pole.
So they've got 2 of their 3 long poles are freshmen this year that are going to get minutes, and Rahill's among them as they threw it to Moulet, got bodied off the ball. I don't know who hit him out of the double team, but a clean check.
It was Jason Singer, got in his hands and just pushed him just right out of in front of the goal.
We've said his name a lot today as well.
Yeah, I mean the
starting
the number of caused turnovers in this game. I mean 20 caused turnovers is a massive number.
Cornell to play the clock, 3.5 to go here at Sholkoff. Cornell has beaten the Mountain Hawks 6 consecutive times. This is the 22nd all-time meeting. And the Big Reds sending a message early to the Patriot League. They've got several other Patriot League opponents on their schedule. That going to the national championship game to Maryland last year, losing is not enough. They want to come back and create their own identity And this is a good early victory for Cornell. I think it's safe to say with under 3 to go, Cornell's managing the clock, Tom. They're awfully close to that second victory.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job of bouncing back. After maybe it's not as good a performance they would like to have seen in the first game. And against a physical team that, and then there was almost another jumped opportunity for a Cornell turnover. So Lehigh will look to clear. I'm sure they're going to want to be able to stop this drought. And they're actually saying that Lehigh must be saying that Lehigh touched the ball.
So off the whistle, Kirst will put it into play. Just under 3 minutes to go in this 2023 home opener for Cornell Lacrosse.
That said, Cornell is putting their defensive personnel. No, they're now giving it to Lehigh. I'm not sure what the debate was about because it seemed pretty clear to me that was out off of Cornell. And now Pecora is back in the game here for Lehigh, so they're changing back and forth depending on the situation.
He's got, 13 saves, Pecora? Failed clear.
They've got 14 overall. I think 13 of them for Pecora.
Sorry,
yes.
Tom, I made you look at the screen. You missed the failed clear. Red will work the ball around, see if we get a couple of new numbers in shortly with just over 2 minutes to play here in Ithaca.
Looks like they're coming with their first midfield group.
Kelleher, Wertheim, and Blake.
Although they're keeping Christopher Davis on the field. They bring him in as an offensive midfielder here, but really he's just going to go up top and just make sure there's no odd man opportunity. So you can see he's staying well up top of the box. And he'll stay there.
Kirst. No scoring in the second half for CJ. Basically, it was Piatelli with those 2 third-quarter goals, and Cornell has not needed much offense since. Piatelli, who's done well.
Cornell just
on the attack.
Eat up clock here, not really even going to the cage.
And finally, with about 15 seconds to shoot, Kirst shot it over the goal.
And now you're going to
Coyle
see
will back it up.
Cornell will start to change and get defensive personnel on the field. So you've got Brendan Staub comes on the field as a long pole, so he's already there. Actually gets the ball up top center. You'll want him to get the ball behind the cage.
Cornell playing the clock, shot clock violation.
Right.
It's irrelevant right now with 66 seconds to play. I guess the last question is, can they pitch a goose egg here in the whole second half?
I'm sure that's what they have on their mind, to not give anything up here.
Impressive, at times dominating defensive effort for Cornell this afternoon. Teams were tied at 5-5, and Cornell put the pedal to the metal offensively, and with lockdown defense, they are just 40 seconds away from their second win in this young season, and then head to Geneva, New York on Tuesday night for an epic matchup, one of the great rivalries in college lacrosse, Cornell and Hobart, Tom LaFalce.
Yeah, and I think if you're Cornell, then it's that first opportunity to turn around one quickly. And that's another opportunity where you've had so much time from your second midfield today that you're going to have a fresher first midfield come Tuesday with a short rest.
Can Lehigh break the drought? Catch and shoot, Andrew Mapstone, normally a man-up specialist.
Gavin Adler gets the backup and creates the opportunity for Cornell. And they'll just hold on to the ball and let the sands fall out of the hourglass.
You soap opera guy, you. 8 combined goals for the starting attack this afternoon, led by C.J. Kirsch, 3 goals and 1 assist. Billy Coyle, 3 goals on the day, along with 1 assist. So Cornell broke open a 5-5 game right before the half, and they coast in the second, playing dominating defensive lacrosse as well. 12-5 is the final. 4th consecutive year, Cornell is now 2-0, and the 2nd consecutive season that Cornell has beaten the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. 7th straight win in the series. And Tom LaFalce, your closing thoughts before we say so long as Cornell goes to Geneva. Lehigh on